I love learning about the behaviors that actually make someone successful with money because I grew up thinking that the amount of wealth I accumulated was largely out of my control. I thought you had to have a super high income or be born into wealth or be super smart in order to accumulate any sort of wealth. Where the truth is that the behaviors that lead to financial success are actually pretty straightforward. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that absolutely anyone can learn to become good with money. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Christiana and I like learning about personal finance. I was an English major in college and I had no training or background in money or finance. A few years after I graduated, I found myself in $17,000 worth of credit card debt with no income, and I consider that my rock bottom. So at that point, I decided that I was going to get out of debt and learn absolutely everything I could about personal finance because I was determined to become good with money. So this channel documents my journey to learn more about money. I was also introduced to the idea of financial independence and retiring early, the FIRE movement, and I've also been really interested in learning more about that. In my last video, I talked about how myself and my family were failing in our journey to become financially independent. So we were failing at FIRE, but I'd say that we're succeeding when it comes to living a life that we love right now, even though we're in a super high cost of living area. And in today's video, I want to take a look at 5 things that predict your financial success. And number 5 is a big one. The first thing that predicts your financial success is your savings and investment rate. It makes sense, right? If you want to be financially successful, you got to do the things that lead to financial success. So just knowing what you're saving and knowing the percent that you're investing is key. And in this area, income plays a role, but it's not the only factor. So somebody who's making $50,000 but saving and investing 50% of their income is far outpacing someone who's making $500,000 and saving and investing nothing, which is very easy to do, more likely than you'd think. So coming back to the basics, saving and investing are really the first thing that predicts whether or not you will be financially successful. It's also interesting to note that over the past 5 years, there has been an increase in investment activity in lower income households. So that's households earning roughly less than $100,000 a year. And there could be many reasons for this. We all know around 2020, there was a big boom in certain stocks and certain investing behavior, which could have led to that increase in investment behavior and activity. It's also much easier now than it was, say, 20 years ago to invest for the average person to just open up a brokerage account and start to invest. Whereas 20 years ago, that was a little bit more difficult. You didn't have ready access to investment platforms. 20 years ago, you actually had to call someone up on the phone and tell them what you wanted, which someone in a lower income bracket would probably be less likely to do. So it is encouraging to see that there is an increase in investment activity in lower income households, which is encouraging for people who are in those lower income brackets. The second thing that predicts your financial success is a trait called conscientiousness. And the definition of this is someone who wants to do what's right and to do their work and their duty thoroughly and well. So that just means that someone who wants to do the right thing and who wants to do it well. When I heard this word at first, I kind of think of someone who might be hyper-focused on doing the right thing to the exclusion of doing anything fun or exciting. That was my own personal kind of bias toward that particular word. But then I realized that's part of the problem with personal finance and succeeding when it comes to money is that a lot of the time, the behaviors that lead to financial success aren't necessarily fun or exciting at the time. They're those slow habits that compound over time. And just being aware that being conscientious is a thing that predicts your financial success is helpful to know. People who are conscientious tend to have higher net worth, higher financial literacy, and lower impulsivity around money. And it just makes sense that this is a trait that would predict your financial success. That doesn't mean that you can't ever have fun or do things that are exciting with your money, but it does mean that this trait is kind of a through line when it comes to predicting your overall financial success. The third thing that predicts your financial success is your money attitude. How do you view money? Is money a tool that leads to financial stability and and long-term wealth and growth? Or is money just something that comes easy and goes easy and should be spent on whatever makes you happy in the moment? And this is again something that sounds pretty simple and straightforward, but it helps to think of your money attitude as something that you can choose, right? Like I feel like I was born with a money attitude that money was just fixed, that it was outside of my control and I couldn't really control how much I made or how much I kept or saved or invested. Whereas I learned to change my money attitude and use it as something instead that was not beyond my control, but something that I could actively choose. So I chose to shift my money attitude from being something outside of my control to something that was absolutely within my control and could be used to create long-term financial stability and independence for me and my family. The fourth thing that predicts your financial success is your level of financial literacy. This goes hand in hand with your money attitude, because if you don't think that money is something you can control, or if you think money is just something that's meant to be spent and easy come, easy go, spend it on whatever you want in the moment, then you're not going to be driven to improve your financial literacy. Whereas if you view money as a tool to build long-term wealth and stability for you and your family, then naturally you're going to be driven to learn more about financial literacy. Financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively apply various financial skills, including budgeting, saving, managing debt, and investing. These are things that are critical. And financial literacy empowers individuals to make informed money decisions, avoid high interest debt, and achieve long-term financial stability and goals. And this is something that I have learned over the years as well. And as I shift my money attitude from being outside of my control to absolutely being something that is inside my control, my drive toward financial literacy and learning more has improved. And it's naturally come by learning more and seeking out things that meet what I'm looking to learn. So simply typing in the term financial literacy into YouTube or searching online and finding trusted resources that help develop financial literacy is a skill. And sometimes it can feel like studying for a test or like homework, and it can be a little bit of a drag. But ultimately, I'm thinking, what do I view money as? Money is a tool to build long-term financial stability and wealth for my family. So that motivates me to learn more and increase my own financial literacy. This is a big one. The fifth thing that predicts your financial success is your emotional intelligence. And it's a big one for several reasons. So there was a study done out of UC Berkeley where researchers followed participants over 40 years, and they found that emotional intelligence was 400% better at predicting overall success than IQ alone. And this is actually really good news, because what they found was your ability to regulate your emotions, to isolate, name, identify, and then manage your emotions was a much better predictor of your overall success than your intelligence. So that means that someone who's super smart but is terrible at regulating their emotions, has no impulse control, and is awful at just general life management skills is going to do less good than someone with a moderate intelligence but a super high emotional intelligence, who is able to moderate and name their emotions, who has better impulse control, and is able to make better overall decisions. So especially when it comes to management and in the workplace, we see emotional intelligence be very prevalent, because if you ask somebody, would you rather have a manager with higher emotional intelligence or high IQ? I would venture to bet that most people would say that they'd rather have a manager with strong emotional intelligence. At least I personally would, for sure. So this has actually informed curriculum design across all levels. I know that in elementary schools, for example, they're teaching kids to isolate and name their emotions so they can better manage those emotions, which just leads to better outcomes overall. So emotional intelligence is such a great predictor of financial success for those same reasons. If you can develop the skills to regulate your emotions and your actions, as a result, you will be more financially successful because you will take steps to meet those goals. From my point of view, emotional intelligence is a great predictor of financial success, and it's great news because you can learn to develop your emotional intelligence. If you want to, you can improve your emotional intelligence. Your IQ is fixed to a certain degree, but there's much more flexibility and there's much more room to grow with emotional intelligence. So those are 5 factors that predict your financial success. And again, if there's one thing you take away from this, I hope it's that absolutely anyone at any point can learn to become good or better with money, because I fully subscribe to a growth mindset and believing that there is always room to improve and room to persevere if you decide to do it. So again, I hope that has been helpful. I hope that's been encouraging for you. Let me know in the comments how you feel that you are doing when it comes to financial success, if any of these things that predict financial success resonate with you, and how you've improved lately, if you're on a journey to improve your finances and how that's going for you. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll keep watching.